a lot on your protocols and whatnot, but we're going to be jumping straight on in here, Lucy. I'm excited about this one. Big, going to be starting the second barrage of utility. 80 with the Molotov. It looks like it's going to be an upper hit.
Yeah, some counter utility in the hands of the Blackdragons players as well, though. We can see an incendiary. It's being popped by Julie and Younger there with the smoke. So they are ready for some sort of counterplay here. And Ada going to find the opening onto Dina. Goddess timing in for a return. Nani finding two already. The multi-kills, they're raining in early on here on the server. Jenny R, the 1v3, she has to pull off just a Glock and a decoy grenade, but I don't think that grenade's going to help her out too much. It's going to have to be the aim, and she has to scramble.
Yep, getting spotted there. She knows she's going to be walking in straight to it. That if she opts to take that fight, so she's going to go for the long route. And the more time that elapses, that's going to make Blackdragons consider this potential flank. And you can see Nani already pointing towards Squeaky. Now, she's got the angle towards the entrance towards T-Lobby from Spawn, but Jenny is one step ahead. Now, she's got a lot of time to work. Well, not too much time. Still 40 seconds on the clock, but she needs to decide which path she wants to take. And right now, it looks like she wants to head all the way towards Hell maybe, but looking at the clock, she's like, no, she's just got to go for the fights. The bomb is dropped in no man's land. This is going to require some almost inhuman shooting from her to turn around.
If there's anyone that can do it, it is Jenny, one of their best players so far at Impact League. Has to clear all these angles, but Younger holding from the rafters easily takes her down. So Blackdragons pretty easily pistol there. The hold on the A site, super solid. Headshots, the multi-kills from Nani. Great start from them, and that's what you want when you're going up against Big on Nuke, their favorite map, their hometown, basically. That's their home turf. It's the start you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Blackdragons, like, even the desk, right, the moment we saw Nuke coming in, they were like, yeah, this one should be going the way of Big. So if you're Blackdragons, you're looking to have an incredible CD side here, right? And let's be real, Nuke with the, not really recent anymore, but with the CD side changes, with the A1, with the utility and whatnot, it has once more started to become a little bit more CD-sided. And that's something the Blackdragons could try and use to advantage. We have Goddess with the A1, the rest of them MP9s, and it's going to be Goddess who's going to have to duke it out, and it is going to be a shooting gallery. I say that, and that got a little too hairy for Julie, but she will hold on. The A1, unfortunately, will be lost, but still, 2-0, they just suffer one casualty.
Yeah, 3 MP9s into that round, and in fact, only one of those kills actually went to the MP9. We saw the M4 chiming in for one, and then the USP in the end having to be pulled out for a couple of pocket kills. So that little investment there actually maybe going to put them at a bit of a disadvantage now, as Scout and 3 MP9s alongside that single M4 going up against the rifles of Bigger Keeper.
Yeah, the thing is, for Big Equip, they didn't get the bomb down, right? So they have invested quite heavily in the utility, meaning they do have a couple of kills in play. 3 AKs for Jenny, Ada, and Xana, however. It's going to be Goddess. Very aggressive forward positioning from her.
Yeah, I love this. She gets flashed through as well. I don't know if she spotted anything here, but she's holding the angle, and D7, she finds her off the back of that supportive flash from 80. That's the opening kill now in the way of Bigger Keeper, and that's the rifle out of the game as well, and it cannot be retrieved over at Red Box.
Yeah, that's gonna be yikes, right? I would have expected someone to be close by her with the MP9, maybe to at least trade, but the position where she got taken down, she needed at least one kill. But getting taken down there, but Younger with the scout. And you got to keep an eye on D7 as well. She's been whittled down to 4 points of health, too. So this scout is going to be a problem. And for the T's, they do have a couple of smokes. They're not going to use it. They're looking to take the duel against the scout. Not too sure about that, as Dina is going to find one. The MP9s chiming in with a couple of quick kills. And all of a sudden, this is looking rough for the T side.
Yeah, Xana has made a bit of an opening. The push, he actually spots Julie, but not in time to prevent the death of D7. Now it's the 1v1, and Younger, she dropped out into the site with the scout. Incredible round from her. 2 kills in it. Already showing her prowess with the scoped weapon.
That got a little... that was a little rough from Big, right? You get the opening pick, and then they kind of get caught off guard with the aggression being shown by the CTs there. The MP9s is completely whittling away at the rifles towards the HUD position. But yeah, not really... I didn't really see them kind of go for whatever execute they had in mind there. You could see the smokes being purchased, but nothing really came off it.
Yeah, it felt like they got that opening kill outside, and then just because they hadn't got the bomb plant the round before, they were a little light on util. They couldn't go for the full outside play, and so they decided to commit to upper, and they just shut down at close range with those MP9s. And now it's going to force them onto these Desert Eagles. We've seen these pistols chime in before. Younger has the AWP now. She's spotted one player and they're all in front of her. It's a shooting gallery, but they are peppering her with these pistols. Brought her down low already and she's in a bit of an awkward position, but she's able to adjust onto Zana, just pocking them straight out of the sky. And both these players now stuck in garage, not really able to escape.
Just the Deagles, though, for them, maybe trying to find a couple of kills would be huge. A nice cheeky jump boost. I don't think Younger is going to be expecting that. Okay, D7 clotheslines Goddess, punishing her for trying to get a little too over-eager. But Younger, nice clean kills coming out from her. Taking a little bit of damage, but that's okay. And for Blackdragons, listen, sure, it's still early days. And sure, they lost a couple of players here and there, but it's still a very solid start. The money is pretty damn solid for a majority of the players. They've laid down a basic foundation from which you can build upon. For Big, though, now's a real solid buy coming in. The first buy they had, it was a couple of Galils, not the full-fledged utility they wanted. Right now, they have everything they want to work with, and we even have Zana with the AWP.
Yeah, I'm looking to her to be the one that opens this up. The Des mentioned how impactful she is as a player, this Portuguese powerhouse that she is. But Younger, she's been playing so confidently, and if the CT Orpa is playing well, that is a scary sight to behold. And this aggression, look at her pushing up towards Red Box, getting needed off, getting forced off the angle. Goddess actually going to find the opening kill, and Nani chimes in for one of her own as well.
Oh, Younger, though, able to still find one. Maybe should have gone for the repeat, but she was feeling it. And now Jenny trying to bring this one back. Goddess is a goddess of death. Finally, she will fall to 80. But now left in a 1 versus 3. You can see the CTs starting to triangulate on her position. The smoke fades away, and so will 80. And this, I'm seeing like, shades of Furia here. I'm talking about like art-esque. Some of the plays coming out here from towards the outside position. And I am liking what I'm seeing from the Brazilians right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something to expect here from both the South American teams. They love that aggressive play style, and I don't know whether it is just you look up to your icons of the region, you look at Furia and you're like, we want to be like these guys, we want to be the best in our region, we want to play just like them, and that they bring that aggression, and it's fantastic to see just a suffocating hold onto outside there, just winning those duels and just so many more players out there than I think Big had any expectation of, even though they had great counter utility. It just wasn't there, and yeah, they just win all the duels.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Counter-Strike, it can be a very simple game, right? You just hit your shots, and that's all you need to do, pop those heads. And this is a very, very emphatic start coming out here. We can have a timeout getting called as well. Big, just talking things through. It's still early days, though, right? It's still only not even halfway through the first half here. But starting the T side on a map that you should be the big favorites on, no pun intended, you would be looking to at least get maybe, I'd say at least 5 rounds would be what they'd be looking for. But right now, Blackdragons looking absolutely pristine. The buy is still going to be full-fledged for Blackdragons, rifles all around. And for Big, once more, we're down to the pistols. Got a few Tech 9s, a couple of Deagles, and it looks like they want to head towards ramp, but once more, Younger is going to find one.
Yeah, D7 does get the trade, but Younger, she's just sitting back there as the AWP playing close combat, orbing just one after the other, almost flicks onto the third as well. Has to fall back that bomb, it's already been dropped, and Jenny, she's all alone. Younger, even going to maybe try and aggress, she's feeling confident, they don't know where Jenny is. In fact, Goddess is already down here holding this rotation, holding the vent drop. Jenny, she's not going to be ready for it. Ooh, almost finds the kill. Bit of a tag there, but not quite enough to do it. And Blackdragons, yeah, off to a fantastic start here on Nuke. We mentioned it was a bit of a curveball, this map coming out for Blackdragons, but they've obviously been studying it. They've obviously been practicing it, and they've brought their A-game here on the stage. Oh, absolutely. And they're looking so calm and composed as well. We saw the nerves for Mind Freak, for example. And look, there are a couple of teams here in the Impact Finals who are more, land-proven. They're more tenured, so to speak. And for Blackdragons, and even for Big, I might say, but this is probably the biggest event yet for them, right? And the fact that, at least for me, Blackdragons are looking like they're so very comfortable, it's a great time for them. And little worrying for Big. However, we do have the guns coming out once more for Big. No AWP yet, however. It's just going to be the AK-47s to slow things down. This time, Blackdragons are being a little bit more passive with their setups. Yeah, look, the T side can be rough. Oh, it's going to be a quick execute there, 80. She's supposed to be rushing out through the smoke, but burns in the molly. It doesn't quite get extinguished. 80, she goes down. Dino also chiming in for one of her own. Is brought low in the process, but there's no trade potential there. And now D7, Jenny and Zana, they have to piece this one together. More chip damage done onto Nani. Both of these players brought incredibly low, which just take a single stray bullet to do it. but there's no bullets being fired in that direction at the moment, and it does look like they have made a bit of progress here towards Hell. Jenny, she's taken a huge amount of ground and taken down Julie.
It's still winnable for Big, right? You look at Nani and you look at Dina, they're both very, very low, 15 HP and 14 respectively, so Goddess and Younger have a lot to do. Younger with the AWP, though, as the bomb will be planted. And now, D7, Jenny, and Zana, a great opportunity to get there first.
Yeah, no utility left outside of a single flash here. And Zana, she's taking the first contact, the fantastic hold on that headshot angle. Going to throw off the flash just to keep these players at bay. So now we are onto the 3-on-3, and that HP advantage, that's where it's going to chime in. This retake gets incredibly tricky here. Zani's already found a second and a third. Zana, she's doing it all here. Younger on 12 for 1 at the moment. She would need to add 2 more to that tally if she wants to touch this one, but can't quite do it. Zana with the 4K gets Big there first.
That is so massive coming out there. It was, firstly, they get the opening pick towards ramp, getting that free entry in the lower bomb side, and despite losing the first couple of players, even the retake felt a little discombobulated from the side of Blackdragons, but still, you know, first round on board for the side of Big. They finally cracked the puzzle, at least for now. And for Blackdragons, though, they have so much money to work with, so the buy is not going to be a problem whatsoever. For Big, though, this is a great opportunity for them to try and break the economy here. If you look at the money for Blackdragons, there's not much to work with if they do lose this round and lose a lot of guns. So Big, this is the time where they can turn things around. You got to remember, even though it's been 6 rounds for Blackdragons, a majority of these rounds have come off, you know, the pistol and against pistols as well. They've only won 2 buy rounds. So Big, let's see what they have in store for us over here. They still have quite a bit of utility. Early smokes getting utilized towards outside, but they're not taking advantage of it, right? They're not crossing over to its secret. And right now, they still have 3 Molotovs and 1 smoke to work with. But they don't seem to have quite decided where they want to head towards. The lack of any presence towards outside makes me believe it's going to be an inevitable hit coming in towards a ramp position.
Yeah, they found a bit of ground here in prior rounds, so it doesn't surprise me to see them trying to poke and prod at this again. Julie's playing on top of the boxes here. She can get caught out. There's no trade potential at the moment. She might have spotted a player there as she fell off, though. You're going to flash for herself, just poking and prodding. They are aware that she's in this angle. She's going to get flashed, and Zana, a great entry there off the flash of Ada. That's going to be this opened up now, and Younger, she's going to go down as well. Fantastic second kill. Now it's a 3-on-5, and Jenny, she's even holding the flank outside. It should be an easy site take now for Big, particularly with that kill onto Goddess.
There's still a player there, and there we go. Dina was maybe the only defender who could have potentially spoiled that round for the side of Big. But this is the round they needed to win, right? They've cracked the code. They've broken the money as well for Blackdragons. So we will see Nani going for the save here. And she's got a little. She will have a little bit of money as well, which could potentially allow her to drop a weapon. But if I'm Blackdragons, I go for the full save come round number 9. But yeah, Blackdragons got off to a hot streak. But Big, they come bouncing back pretty convincingly as well, right? The previous round, it came down to like a 3v5, turning it all around. But this time around, it's a much more convincing round being won here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could just be, it is that land jitters, right? You know, you're coming into it, your first event on the stage, and, you know, it's a bit nervy in front of the crowd. It's a bit nervy knowing what's on the line here. So it takes them a few to warm into it, but now they are looking quite solid. Really great entries as well. Just the trade kills, the positioning, the pathing into ramp and onto site was fantastic. Ada finding those openings, and Zana kicking it all off with that first kill. So great stuff here from Big Keeper. Now we'll see the buy 4 Blackdragons going into this one, but it should, unless Nani does something incredible, which she's certainly known to be able to, should be one for Big.
Remains to be seen here, and it's not a full eco, but still just P250s, no big investment coming in from the CDs, right? And that A1, you pointed it out, Nani, what is she going to do with this? She's crept her way towards red. Now she's got backup as well in the form of a teammate nearby, and D7 is looking to find her. Both looking at each other, the bullets will go whizzing past D7, and now they know where the A1 is. And if they have the right read of the economy, they should be aware that that is the only real threat from the CDs. The Molotov is making life very uncomfortable for Nani, and she's been left alone. She's by her lonesome at the moment.
Yeah, they're just trying to flush her out. They know that this rifle was saved over. If they can take her out early, it does open up the rest of the map for them. So now that's Nani out of the equation. The danger woman dispatched of. Dina has gotten a bit of an advanced position here under the silo. So if they do commit to outside, she could disrupt this if they aren't careful with their angles. Let's see, there is a player close by, but just going to throw some utility. But this is info. Dina has heard that this utility is being thrown, and maybe they are committing to it.
She thought they were actually falling back, but now with Jenny making her way back, Dina, speed of 50 up close. She needs to land a double tick instantly, but Jenny, more than aware, and that's the danger taken care of. And now the A1 dropped in no man's land. There's no way the remaining members are going to retrieve it. This should be the round in the bag for Big, but still, they haven't really made any headway into the bomb sites, and they are running out of time. However, if they head towards a bomb site, it's only on Goddess, and unless she does something truly crazy, which doesn't quite transpire. Gets taken care of immediately. Should be a flawless round here for the side of Big. They're back. They're back in the game.
Bouncing back, and yeah, it always gets a little bit scary when it comes down to the last 30 seconds. Youngha does find a consolatory kill there at the end on design. Oh, great shots from Youngha. These AWPers really solid with pistols. They always are. She can maybe retrieve an AK now if they'll let her get away, or might just want to do some more damage, knowing that the economy hasn't been built up from Big yet. She's just going to escape with that AK. 14 for 3 onto Youngha, so she's really a driving force on this Black Dragon squad. And it's Sana on the other side. The story of these two AWP players, they're stepping up on the server.
Youngha can go for the AWP buy come the next round, so you can drop that AK-47 towards Julie or towards Nanny. So just to get they can afford a little bit of extra utility here, but here we go. A little bit of maybe a little bit of technical issue there. You can see a little bit of chat going on, but still, interesting game already, right? We had Nuke coming in, big surprise for all of us. We thought, there might be Black Dragons kind of dropping the ball there, allowing Nuke through against Big, and they got off to a great start, and then suddenly Big bounce back, showing that, it's a map that they definitely are very comfortable on. So 6-3 being a scoreline, I think it's still very, very even Stevens. This round for me is going to be the pivotal round. It's going to decide for me which way this first half is going to be swinging. Because if they are able to withstand this buy, if Big are able to withstand this buy from Black Dragons once more, if they do this, I'm envisioning at the very minimum 6 rounds for the Big side. And if that's the case, I feel like you've done your job.
I mean, absolutely, and particularly for a team like Big, who they feel very comfortable on Nuke, and on the CT side, that's where they get very, very scary. Zana with that AWP especially is going to be an absolute behemoth for them to have to get past. So it's very pivotal, very important for Black Dragons to put up a good CT half here. So seeing this tech issue pan out. It's nice to see the shots of the players on LAN. The first international women's LAN in 2 years. It's lovely to see them all on the stage, in front of the crowd, in Dallas. It's amazing.
It is amazing. I remember, I think it was it Valencia, the DreamHack Showdown, almost 3 years ago, which was the final female LAN, if I'm not mistaken. And I was there. It was fantastic. All the energy, everyone just friends with each other, everyone supporting each other. Obviously, they're also competing and looking to win as well. But there's so many cool storylines for me when it comes to this Impact tournament, right? We're talking about some of the veterans in the scene. We're talking about teams like CLG Red, for example, who are looking to maintain their dominance, so to speak, in the female scene. And then we have these crazy stories of how, teams coming in from down under, like Mindfree, for example. Sure, it was a rough start for them earlier, but still it's a very heartwarming story, the way they're able to come all the way here, qualify, travel all across the world, and even qualify for Valencia. Then we have, of course, the Brazilians coming in. We know how massive the Brazilian scene is when it comes to Counter-Strike, and the fact that they also have so many cool representatives coming in the female scene as well is great. Now, if you look at the Brazilian scene, you're looking at Furia, but Black Dragons, they're no minnows either.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing about Black Dragons is they didn't have an easy run to get here either. They weren't invited into their group stage. They had to qualify through the open qualifiers, and then to actually make it to the playoffs, they had to take down MIBR, who really, I think, historically have been second fiddle to Furia, who are that titan of South America. But the thing about the South American women's scene is it is competitive. There are so many little local events they have. There's always stuff going on, and there's a lot of practice that these teams can get in. And I think that gives them a bit of an advantage here. And I think Black Dragons are one of those teams that really could upset. And I mean, Big on the other side, also able to do it. So I think that's what makes this match so exciting, because if either of these teams gets off to a good start, they can have a really deep run here at the event.
Oh, absolutely. And if you look at the other games taking place later on, we have Nigma Galaxy facing off against ATK. That's a matchup taking place after this one. Nigma Galaxy would be the favorites in that matchup. I think they're one of the favorites to even take this entire thing alongside CLG Red. And later on, we have Furia, the team we've already spoken about, going against Please Send Help. I love their logo. Reminds me of Watchmen, one of my favorite comics ever. So I love it. I love the logo. I love the little smiley, bloodied face over there. taking a look at all the logos in the background as well, I love to see it. Right? I love to see so many orgs. And in seeing it now, you know, with the Corona period kind of slowly fading away, we see so many of these big teams. Like, you're talking about teams like Furia, talking about teams like Na'Vi, like Godson, like Big, all these guys investing in the female scene. And of course, giving them opportunities to really show what they have in store for us. And right now, I know we've only seen one game thus far, but at least from CLG Red, they look damn good.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think you touched on like one of the most important things that's come from Impact League and the whole GG for All initiative. It's really given a spotlight onto the female scene that it's really needed. It's been a tough couple of years, particularly with obviously everything that's gone on. It's been really hard for these teams to compete on an international level, and so many orgs have just not been there to support. And the fact that we have orgs like Na'Vi picking up a female roster, we have Big, obviously, on stage in front of us. It's so amazing to see. And this is early stages. This is the first season of Impact League. It's only going to get bigger. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm actually going to put you in a spot here. Who do you think is going to win this entire thing? I know it's still early, but I am putting you under a spotlight. Come on. Well, obviously, it's Mind Freak.
Okay, all right. A truly deluded believer. I love that. I absolutely love it. And I respect it. Yeah, you know, my HLTV username is Delusional Mind Freak Fan. You know, like, us Aussies, we always love an underdog. But in serious talk, I think it's got to be one of the big three, right? Like, we're looking at CLG Red, Enigma Galaxy, and Furia. If you had to ask me which one's the best, it's so hard to know just because, I mean, this is the event. This is the event that's going to determine it. But I actually think Furia could be a bit of a blindside. I think people are looking at CLG Red and Enigma Galaxy just because we see so much of them in Europe and North America. But Furia, I think they could really do it. They could. I love the parallel between the two Furia teams that you're talking about. Well, not the Academy team, but you're talking about like the main teams right now playing in IEM Dallas, and then of course you have this Furia team, and it's like parallel expectations for these two teams where we're like, they have what it takes to make a deep run. They have what it takes to just pull off crazy upsets and be the dark horse of the tournament. From the Furia side of things, the male side of things, we haven't really seen that transpire yet, but they're getting closer and closer. I love to see what these ladies have in store for us later on as well. But here we are. Technical issues have been sorted out, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to be jumping into round number 10. And this, as we spoke about earlier, it is going to be a very important round for both of the teams to decide who might take the lead, who might have the edge heading to the second half. Yeah, and Zana already early on finding that opening kill onto Younger. She's been the big gun for Blackdragons. 14 kills for her name, but not going to get any more in the server on this round at the very least. Zana already had a huge amount of impact with that AWP early on. And now there's so much more time to work with this player advantage. And now that's a two-player advantage with 80 finding Dina. One by one, Blackdragons, the members fall. And yeah, as I pointed out, Younger getting taken down early on is definitely going to make things a bit easier for Big here. And the defense, it's kind of isolated. Two players remain. One by one, they fall. No trades potential. No trades possible, rather. At least Julie and Nani have kind of grouped up together here towards the upper bomb side. But still, the Big, they have everything to work with. 5 versus 2, a lot of time. They can do whatever they want. They are going to run into the side, though. This is where both these players are posted up. Nani, she's already found 2, but she has to find 3 more. It would have to be the ace to pull it off. She's on to 3 already, but Zana, she denies it. Nani, we talked about her and why she's such a threat. She almost shows us there with the 3K. A whip shot there. That looked really scary, but Zana able to make up for it by ensuring Nani doesn't pull off anything truly ludicrous. But just some easy frags being found by Big there early on, right? There was no trades taking place. They were able to find all those 3 picks, and even the entry towards the upper bomb site. You know, they were checking all the angles. And Nani, sure, she got 3 kills, but the rest of the teammates, they needed to do a little bit more. And with that, now Big, they trailed by just 2 rounds. Remember, this was a 6-0 start for the Brazilians, and now Big trailing by 2 rounds, and they only have to contend with the pistols. That being said, Blackdragons, because they have only the pistols, are feeling pretty adventurous. Maybe going for a bit of a delayed lobby crunch, perhaps. Yeah, and we talk about Nuke and how, like, you know, even 5 or 6 rounds on the T side can often be enough. Oh, Younger. I think she just got a nice shot in chat. We can't see the chat, but after a 1D, when you hear the chat noise, you assume it's the old NS being dropped. D7. She loses her head early on. Younger, an absolute menace here with pistol and AWP alike. Maybe a slow take towards outside. They've got all the utility to do it. But they're taking their time with this one, really afraid to walk into any sort of stack. Well, making quite a bit of noise here now. There is a player who is waiting outside the lobby, and that is, of course, Ada. And she could be conveying all this information, and they look to take the fight to Younger, and she is dealing quite a bit of damage with a deagle. She's spotted a couple of players crossing on over, and sees a third player as well. That's a lot of information being gleaned by Black Dragons, and despite the fact they only have the pistols, Lucy, they do have the player advantage, and more importantly, they have the info, and they have time working their way, because only 30 seconds remaining as Younger is looking to find more.
Yeah, Younger's just doing it all. She's being such a menace, and there's only 25 seconds left. That bomb is going downstairs. Ada has actually managed to open things up onto Younger. 80 is all the way down here as well, but it is a stack. There's 2 CT players here. Only 17 seconds left. All of these CTs have rotated in. It's going to be such a difficult side take here. Has to find Julie. She's the only one that can stop this now. If she finds this kill, that might be it. Ada, 7 seconds left. I don't think there's any time.
There's no time. There's absolutely no time. Ada, yeah, she knows it. She's just going to run for the hills. That is a huge round to be won by Black Dragons. And I'm not too sure, but maybe Big, they just got a little too ahead of themselves. They knew it was just the pistols. They were looking to take the fights. And again, Younger, just with the deagle being such a nuisance. And because they didn't use any of the smokes, there was so much information being conveyed by Younger to her teammates, allowing three of the CTs to be stacked in the lower bomb side. And with time running out Big, they had to make their way in. They didn't have time to clear all the angles, use the utility. And that's a big round to be won by Black Dragons here. And with that double up setup coming out as well, that's something you usually don't see anymore on Nuke. It can still be very viable though.
Yeah, particularly when you have a player towards ramp who rotates towards heaven, and you have your outside player as well. So certainly a viable setup. And Goddess, she's actually early got into this position towards Secret as well. So she can still play disruption here if they do decide to commit to outside once again. Big really looking to bounce back off that prior round. Don't want to let that one go to your head. And a bit of a slow round here. No opening kill so far, as the T is looking to set up in lobby.
Still have one smoke in the hands of D7, which they could use a couple of mollies as well. Just a one player inside a Secret, that is of course Goddess. She's got a smoke, if she could potentially use it as a one-way, but right now she's just biding it tight. She's been clean, however. The question is going to stick around. She should be trying to smoke herself off and drop one down to a Secret, as Julie is getting harassed here. As 80's finally going to find Younger, and Julie's trapped in a corner. This is untenable.
It's so awkward. They're just going to spray down. She actually falls off the angle as the player walks by her crosshair. They're all just honed in on her position, but she's able to take down Zano. That's a fantastic kill for her, and now she can use the smoke to her advantage. They have to clear her before they progress, and she's just being such a nuisance. Eventually, D7 does end her life, and now they've got a bit of an opening here towards Hell. Only 23 seconds left though. The clock, it's ticking down. D7, she's slowly making her way up towards Heaven here. There is a player on top of the hut. The angle, it's not great for her. Nani, she's holding it. The bomb, it's dropped down. There's only 13 seconds left, but Ada, she's opened it up with 2. Those are huge kills, and now Goddess, she's the only one. She has to come up through vent, and Ada, she's watching that as well. Almost finishes the kill. Knows that this player is here, knows that she's got the tag. She swings out and closes, and it's all Ada with a triple kill.
That's such a huge 3K coming in from Ada. It looked like things are spiraling out of control again for Big. Again, not really having the time to work with. Heading straight on up. Nani doing a great job getting the first kill, but then Ada coming up real clutch here. They got the bomb down with 8 seconds remaining on the clock, but the one problem I see here for the side of Big is like a lot of these rounds, even the ones they've won, it does come down to the wire, right? It comes down to maybe a couple of hero plays from their individuals. So especially in a round where they only have to contend with the pistols, I'd like to see it being a little bit more faster. I'm not saying be rash about it, but you know, you have the utility. It's a map that you're very comfortable on. Use utility, right? Try to safely try to allow safe passage for your teammates towards Secret, perhaps. Try and be more, safe. This is much better, right? They're holding the angles. They know it's going to be an aggro play coming out from the CTs, and here they come pincering into its lobby. But that's so much information being gleaned. They've heard a couple of footsteps. They know there's at least 2 CTs here, and that could allow the Ts to slowly make their way towards outside. There's a little bit of the timing's a little bit off though, and that's going to allow the CTs to fall back and kind of like, spread out again. And that information which they had, it's going to be lost. Big are taking a lot of time.
It's scary, and I'm so worried about a repeat of that deagle round from earlier where Younger was just able to slow everything down, just pepper at them outside, and then Julie on top of the site was able to just stop everything happening and just stop that bomb from going down. They're just being so cautious, playing so conservatively. I get it, all right, everything's on the line here. These best-of-1 matchups, if you win these early on, it puts you in such a great position. but you don't want it to be your downfall against these lighter buys. And once again, it does look like they're maybe going for a bit of a split onto the B side as they go down towards lower here. There's a stack here. The knife, it gets pulled out at the wrong time. Jenny, she's holding the angle, and once again, they're losing these players early. They have to commit to the A site now. At least Ada's able to open up here, and they've got 3 players to get that bomb down. But Julie, she's taken the nerve of heaven and chimes in for one of her own. Instinct down, though. She has to fall back, and that bomb, it can maybe go down here. Tries to get cheeky and peek out for another. 80 is able to dispatch her. But goodness, she's picked up an AK. She's pushing forward, and she, with Dina, shut them down.
It's happening again and again. These pistols, the bane of Big's existence. And again, right, like they were trying to go for a bit of a ruse to its outside, of just legging it to its secret, making it, trying to fake the fact that they're going to be heading to its secret. But then Blackdragons playing up close with the MP9 and the pistol, shutting it down. That forces the 3Ts to head up towards the upper bomb site. But again, their postman's very uncomfortable, helped out by the fact that a player from Heaven hitting some really nice deeks, even softening up the final 2 players as well. Great stuff. I would like great stuff from Blackdragons, but at the same time, for Big, a few of the rounds they've lost here, it's a bit worrying. And bear in mind, listen, I believe both these 2 teams have a real opportunity to make it to the playoffs, but these are a little bit of worrying signs.
Yeah, they're not mistakes you want to be making here on the big stage. And, you know, if they hadn't been able to convert those 2 rounds that they should have, they'd be in the lead right now. And that might come back to bite them, just flubbing a couple of these rounds against the half buys. And now, off the back of that, they don't have the best investment into this one. 80, she's been relegated to a Desert Eagle. You know, the utility, it's not great. Zana has got out the AWP. She's been really impactful, but it's not the position you want to be in.
Just looking to find the player usually. It's pretty aggressive outside. It's usually been Goddess. She has grouped up with Younger in the past, but Younger is going to be playing a much more passive angle right towards Hell. And you have Nani on the upper bomb site. Again, for Big, they don't really go for these early map control towards outside especially, right? They wait patiently towards lobby, expecting the aggression from Blackdragons. And Blackdragons have only gone for the lobby aggression primarily when they only have the pistols. And that's something that Big should potentially know. And here we have it. They finally will be crossing on over. Again, though, half the clock has just run off, and they haven't really done anything with it. This time, they're going to be wrapping it towards Mini. And that's something they haven't tried yet. But Nani, she's got to hold the line.
Yeah, she's the one we're looking to. Already found one, but D7 takes the head clean off. Jenny R chiming in for one of her own. Really, she's going to swing out, but misses a critical shot. Ooh, that nade, that might do a fair bit of damage. It's not quite going to do it. Got her. She's the one with all the HP. She's got caught out, though. Her angle, it's not perfect. Gets dinked through the edge of the wall, and I think Blackdragons, they have to save this one. Their money, it's not in a great place, and they want that AWP.
Oh, they absolutely need to save. Absolutely need to save. If you look at the money right now, it's still pretty... We can still eke out a pretty solid buy, right? Like, we will have Yuli able to drop a weapon over towards Younger. If I'm Julie, I drop the op to Younger. Keeping the double op setup still in play. We will have Goddess able to purchase a weapon for Nani as well. Maybe Dina might have to make do with a FAMAS perhaps, or even A1. Yeah, she could go for the A1 with Kevlar, but I'd rather she just go with a FAMAS. It's a little bit of utility. But able to crack it open, that upper bomb side. First time they go for the wraparound through Mini. And it worked out perfectly. We can see Blackdragons weren't really ready for that. They could hear the footsteps towards outside. They expected it to be coming in towards Secret once more, but good switch up from Big there.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're going to go into the last half, or last round of the half, I should say. That double AWP setup. It didn't pay off really too much for them last time. Just they were able to find that player playing around the boxes towards Rab eventually in that double AWP setup. And now Big there, if they can get to the 7th round, I think that's a great position to go into the CT half. It's only a run round difference, and then on the CT side, they've got all that confidence, all the experience of playing Nuke. I think they'll be in a great position.
Yeah, if I'm Big right now, even the fact that a couple of rounds they should have maybe won, they shouldn't have gotten ecoed, I still feel they've been able to recover it pretty solidly. I said earlier as well, 6 rounds, that's a job pretty much done, considering that the CD side should be much more stronger. But then, for Blackdragons, if we get to 9, still very competitive. 8 to 7 though, I would say Big would have, Big would be very, very happy with the way it's played out. Double up setup still in play, and I have to say though, I really haven't seen much from the double up setup, really pan out for Blackdragons. It's primarily be the pistols and the rifles that's been doing all the work. Speaking of doing all the work, D7 once again opening it up by finding Nani.
Yeah, she's been great with these opening kills these last couple of rounds. That's a really impactful kill into Nani, who has been a big player for them, but they're going to go for a fast hit now onto the A side. Dina, she's been flashed off, has to fall all the way back. Ada, she clears it alongside Jenny R. It's now a 2v5, the double AWPs. in the retake. It's not the position you want to be in. Younger from Heaven. The molly actually didn't quite land. In fact, they're both coming from Heaven. It's a double op, and now it's a single op. Zana, she chimes in with her AWP, and Younger, it's too much to bear. 8-7 is the half. It's a close one. Second half of Nuke. Blackdragons on the T side and Big. They've got 3 sets of dualies in play.
Oh, they just dropped one. Come on, Jenny, pick it back up. You know what they say, 8 guns better than 5. But here we go. It's going to be a fast hit coming in towards Ram. The dualies lie in wait.
Yeah, they're going to be clustering straight out on the side. Ada, she finds 2. Those dualies chiming in for a double kill. Goddess has found a bit of ground here out towards the A side, and 80. She's actually been smoked off here. Has a kit in play as well, so they have that as the retake comes through. But Younger, she's going to find an opening onto Zana elsewhere. They're actually going to be able to enter onto the A side here. It's been given to them for free. Reloading there as the player swings out D7, and the timing is impeccable, but she is traded by Goddess. It's now the 2v2. That kit on the back of 80, that could be clutch here. She is in Heaven, looking for an opening here. Goddess is holding the angle. The second player from Jenny, she's coming in through main. So they're in a bit of a pincer here. Clock is ticking down, but that kit, it is in play. 80. She needs her teammate to chime in. They're both honed in on Heaven here. It's all on Jenny, and she finds the opener. Now Nani, she has to pull up something special here. She's getting peppered from every angle, and 80 eventually takes her down.
I felt like Jenny almost threw that round and saved it for a team, right? Because we had a player, I think it was D7 from the towards Heaven. She was taking the battle all by a lonesome. Jenny could have peeked in from Mini and got the kill traded right there, but instead she kind of missed that window of opportunity. But then the distraction afforded by 80 from Raffles, who was able to sneak her way into Squeaky, being very patient, coming in from the HUD position, and for the start of Blackdragons, they were in a very uncomfortable spot there where, you know, both the players, they got the bomb down, they were both spotted, they were both on the back of the bomb site, so not great post-man positions. Great stuff overall as we have another tag timeout getting called here by the side of Big. And might as well. They have struggled a bit against pistols, and if I'm Blackdragons, I just go for the force buy. I mean, you got the bomb down, go for the Tech 9s, the Mag 10s, maybe a couple of Galils being purchased as well. Fight fire with fire, go for the force buy was.
Yeah, absolutely. And with how well they were playing on that CT side, especially early on, they should be feeling confident if they do wish to force into this one. It's great to see the dualies also chiming in for 2 kills. I love that that's come into the meta. The dual Veretta with that buff where it became a little bit cheaper. It's great to see it because, you know, one player can just drop 2 pairs. And I mean, that's so many extra guns.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very divided camp when it comes to the dualies, right? Like, you know, people like myself, like Moses, we're a big fan of it, but some people, they're like, it's kind of crap. I don't know, like, you know, I guess it depends on the player. But right now, for Blackdragons, they have opted to go for the more safer route. They haven't gone for the 4C. Instead, it's going to be just the Deagles as they come charging out. Great flashbangs, though, but this should be an easy mow down. No, it's not. Julie with 3 quick kills, and it's a 1 versus 3 in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, blink and you miss it. Jenny, she's not left alone in the clutch. There's no armor on any of these players, so she just has to find the timings. Those flashbangs just paying off dividends. Jenny, she doesn't even clear the angle properly, but she gets dinged. She does get the kill. It's now tricky to spam. Does a bit of damage there, but she's been brought so low. Still has to find both of these players. They could be on any angle. Doesn't have a kit on herself either. Not sure where that one got dropped to. These angles, she has to clear them perfectly. A single bullet would bring her down, and yep, there it is, the Glock. It's going to do the damage. They just run in there with barely anything, and they take the round. Big, they do these incredible rounds against rifles, but the pistols, that's where they fall short.
If I'm Blackdragons, I don't buy. Just stick with the pistols. Even a Glock. There was barely any investment from Blackdragons that round, and they just came running into the upper bomb site. Great flashbang initially to blind the player on top of HUD, but if you're Big, you should be killing those players charging out. They're just charging out from the HUD, running out through the smoke as well. But credit where it's due from Blackdragons. There were a couple of really nice flashbangs there from them, which completely blinded the defenders. But again, Big, this is the 3rd time they've lost to just pistols. And this was like, we had a couple of Glocks in the mix as well. You said it best. There was no armor in majority of the players, and they just completely capitulated. And now it's their turn to wield the pistols. They at least got a scout as well, but that was rough.
That was very rough, and this buy is equally as rough. Deagles, a 5-7, and an armorless scout in the hands of Jenny. They've got this double stack towards Secret. This is a bit cheeky, a bit unexpected, although I don't know if anyone's going to be greeting them there at the moment. Younger is keeping an eagle eye from the top of Silo onto that position, so if they do decide to poke their little heads out, they will be swiftly dealt with. Molotov is going to get dropped over to Younger on top of T-Roof, which indicates maybe it could be an A hit here, that utility being handed across. And with these rifles, they should be in a pretty good position to do it. The molly, it's going to come through the utility. They can just run straight onto site here, and there's no one to receive them.
great pathing nonetheless from Blackdragons. Very clinical in the way they just went for the play towards upper bomb site. And if I'm big, you just go for the save. You go for the save. You have no kit. You have 2 flashes and a smoke to work with and just the pistols. And if you just go on in here, you really shouldn't be going for this.
Yeah, you know, you save this one, you can live to fight another day. If they lose this round, it's a full eco regardless. So better off bringing this utility, these upgraded pistols, the armor into the next round. Can even get a little bit extra utility then as well. And they are going to do exactly that. It's a round with no damage done on either side.
It's a rarity. It's one of those unicorn rounds, right? No one taking any damage. Oh, they're going to take some damage to the bomb. That's going to ruin it. It was close. You know what? The bomb doesn't count. It's fine. No damage being dealt by the players in the server. Something you rarely get to see anymore in CS. But for big, yeah, as you said it, if they'd gone for that retake, if they lost all the weapons, it would have been a full eco, but it's just a USP. Instead, they still have the deagles to work with. They still have the scout as well. For Blackdragons, though, that upper bomb site has been where they've been heading back-to-back rounds. And considering it was big kinda just bringing it back and going on the hot streak in the latter stages of the first half, suddenly Blackdragons are back again. And this is them winning both the pistol rounds now.
Yeah, exactly. And well, all the pistol rounds, including the ones that were half-fires as well.
Really?
These guys are fantastic with pistols. And yeah, I mean, not the best buy here just because they've had to save this over. And that's going to allow just no deaths last round. Means Blackdragons can build up all this extra cash as well. They're going to once again hit onto the A site and once again going to avoid any stack from these CTs. They're all playing outside towards ramp, just looking for any sort of opening there. At least the kill has happened so far. Goddess taking some contact towards Mini, but she's just going to slip out of there. Re-smoke comes through. The bigger keeper, maybe they can give this one a look in.
They could, but if you look at the amount of money they're going to have come the next round, right? Like a few of them could actually hold on to their Kevlar. That's going to allow them extra bit of utility and the weapons, but here they come charging in. D7 able to find one, but Goddess is dealing death down there on the bomb side. 11-8 right now, as we will finally see the buy coming out for the big side. Don't see any AWPs. It's going to be coming into play. The money's not that great, and because of the fact they went for that particular retake, if they've held on to it, if they held on to the Kevlar, because if you can take a look right now, the 3 players without any head armor, right? So if they've held on to that Kevlar, they would have still had, you know, they would have had extra money to not just go for the utility, but also have the A1s to come into play. Instead, now they have a couple of FAMASs. Utility is very sparse, and the lack of any incendiaries, apart from the one in the hands of 80 right now, that could be a problem. That's what Blackdragons do, though.
Yeah, and only a single kit as well onto D7, so very sparse across the board here. Blackdragons taking this one a little bit slower, just throwing all their execute utility outside, keeping Big Keeper interested, but it's actually a ramp where they are making a bit of progress to at the moment. Ada is here. She has been the fragger for this squad so far, alongside Zana and D7, but Ada leading the charge. It's teased. They have grouped up outside there. The Molly, though, it's going to slow them. That's that incendiary you mentioned. It slows down this take, but now there's no flames left.
Still a lot of time to work with for Blackdragons, though, right? They're going to buy the time right now. Contact play coming in. Ada, great shot. Julie will fall.
That's a fantastic opening kill. And Jenny also finding Goddess outside as well. So that's that Lurk player taken down and dealt with. The 3-on-5. Bigger keeper in the best position on these CT buy rounds that they've been in so far. Still younger in play, though, with that AWP. Certainly have a huge amount of impact there, but that clock, it's slowly ticking down, and they've barely made any progress. The bomb is outside, and they're going to have to get a move on.
They will, and once more, it's going to be Jenny lying in wait. She's hearing all these footsteps, all the sounds being made. Flashbang for her teammate to try and get her another pick, but they're going to play this one passive. With 30 seconds, Blackdragons have to come to Big, and all Big have to do is just hold on to the positions. She sees them heading towards lower, and D7 lying in wait. The 2 CDs now 20 seconds. This is looking rough.
Yeah, everyone's called it. They have to come to B. Someone holds top event just to make sure they don't dive up. But with that door opening, they know it's coming. The crossfire is set up. It's perfect. They can't do anything. Younger is able to find one, but it's just a small consolation as 4 players from Big stay alive. And that's critical because their money, it hasn't had a chance to grow. Now they've got the AWP that they can collect. They can upgrade their rifles to those AKs. And they can start to feel like maybe they can build up a bit of momentum on this CT side.
Yeah, that was basically for Blackdragons. They really didn't seem to have a B plan that round. Once they lose a look towards outside, I think it was Goddess getting taken out by Jenny, and they lose the first player towards ramp, and now they're like, okay, we're getting funneled towards upper bomb side. If we head towards there, we're just going to get slaughtered. So instead, they try to go for a little bit of a curveball towards outside, but they're making too much noise. There's information being conveyed. Jenny was, just telling everyone where they're heading towards, and more importantly, they're running out of time. So didn't have all the time to clear all the angles as well. But this time it's much more faster. This time there is a bit of a gap as well. Jenny doesn't take any shots though.
I don't think she actually spotted it there, although D7 has rotated down, so maybe some info was relayed. Maybe just didn't want to go with that spam. She has the AK. It's not the weapon for the job. We talk about the A1S meta and how influential it is just because you can just spam through these smokes, particularly outside. Because she has that AK, she doesn't have the luxury to do that. D7 is going to be jump spotting this one. Also has an incendiary to slow this down further. There's 4 players from the T's over towards Secret, so they've definitely been kept stuck in this position. That incendiary is going to slow things down further as they just get whittled at.
Incendiary separating one of the players there for the side of Big, and that is Julie. She's been a nuisance for Blackdragons, and right now she's just engaging everyone else slowly creeping their way up, but Jenny are holding the line. 2 kills finally will be traded, but it is down to Dina and Julie to make this happen. Dina down to 12 points of health.
Rotates come through though. Zana, she's already here alongside Ada. Low HP on the bomb planter here as she is going to tap that. They're probably just going to swing this out together, and Julie is able to find a kill here, but yeah, no HP. Ada finds both. Fantastic retake there. They keep 2 alive, and now they get double digits, just 1 round in it, although that bomb plant is going to leave a little bit of cash in Blackdragon's economy.
Yeah, this Jenny's not from the block. She is from the killing field. Just absolutely shutting it down. I like the approach there from the side of Big. I mean, they made a lot of noise heading towards Secret, right? They were able to keep one player towards Vents. She was going to be kind of like the one, lurking in late, maybe making a way up from ramp later on. But then they crept their way up towards Mini. But Jenny just holding the line. She had a teammate nearby as well. They didn't really budge, right? They didn't really fall for the fact that it's going to be a lower hit. And trusting the teammate towards a lower bomb side to hold the line, which it did very, very capably. And now Big. 1 round difference here. The Blackdragons.
You can see the money, it's not in the best place for Blackdragons. You know, they did get the bias, they could fully invest into this, but it is a Mach 10 in the hands of Julie. No AWP either. Dina, she's on a Galil. The weaponry advantage towards Big this time around. Oh, D7, she's going to try and escape as this early utility comes through, but Nani, she's found an opening onto Ada. Zana's able to get the trade, so back into the 4-on-4. All this ground towards Rat being taken, but Zana, she's shutting it down. Throws down a smoke as well so that she can keep holding this angle. Meanwhile, Goddess has found an opening on D7 though, so we're into this 3-on-3. It's getting a bit sketchy. This ground, it's been taken all across the map.
Yeah, there was literally no one in the in that upper bomb site for a couple of seconds there, but now we have AD making a way up the vents. 3v3 here. If Goddess can find his opening, that could be the upper bomb side free for the team. She spots the barrel. Out goes to the pre-fire. A little belabored, but she will get the kill. That's a crucial kill. Now the upper bomb side is open for business, and Jenny and Zana, they have everything to do. Zana running it through the flames. That is so ballsy. Finally will fall to the flames, and now the 1v2 for Jenny.
Oh, I love the idea from Zana. She's able to find one, but she's left Jenny alone in this 1v2. They know exactly where she is. She's spamming at them through the wall, trying to find these doors. Does a lot of damage onto Dina, but it's not quite enough. And Blackdragons, they're now up to 12.
Despite the heroics of Zana, right, she finds all 3 kills that round, and yet the barrel getting spotted out of the player just outside of Squeaky. That was the kill they needed, and after that, yeah, once again the bomb side down. Despite Zana running in through the flames, able to get the kill. A bit of a hero play there. She went for the full commit. Maybe not the most ideal play at that moment, but, you know, sometimes you have to go with your gut, right? And she maybe hoped she'd get the kill, she'd stay alive, buy a little bit of time for a teammate to get the trade. But Big, their money has been whittled away to nothing now. They have a couple of P250s to work with, that's about it. And this should be a round in the back for Blackdragons, unless Big do what Blackdragons have done to them quite a few number of times with the pistols.
Yeah, these pistol rounds seem very unpredictable in this matchup. Anything could really happen here, particularly with Jenny playing around the smoke. I think she spotted Goddess crossing. She might get a kill here, but no, Goddess clears her as she comes through the smoke. I don't think the heroics can transpire this round. Although Zana, she's going to find an opening onto Goddess. Okay, that's a gun that can maybe be retrieved. Is that the bum on the back of the player in garage as well? This could get a bit spooky. No, it's not. Okay, Julie does take it down. All right, we can chill out. It's just Ada and D7 left, and now it's just D7.
Surely someone clears her. She gets a dank, but that doesn't quite get the kill. Blackdragons 13-10 now, the scoreline. And, you know, I won't lie, it's been a bit of a surprise. Everyone on the desk as well were like, you know, Nuke coming in, this should 100% be big, running away with the win. But now Blackdragons 3 rounds away. I guess you can't really call it an upset, but considering it's a map with Nuke, it is the curveball being thrown in, and the curveball right now is hitting Big smack in the face. We have another buy coming in, though. It's not that great a buy. A couple of MP9s, 2 A1s, and a FAMAS in play for the side of Big equipment.
Yeah, it's not a position you want to be in, and yeah, I don't think this is a cloud-9ing for Blackdragons. I think this is a very premeditated choice. Oh, this boost Younger, she's been boosted up all the way towards the ceiling vents, looking for any sort of opening here towards heaven. I don't think it's going to be given to her, but it's great to see these little tricks come out and land.
Yeah, this is something they haven't shown yet thus far. And even if they don't see anyone there, that's still information being gleaned, right? But Ada, they're pushing up. No one's holding the angle. No one's watching for her. She's gonna walk on past it, making a little bit of noise. And that's being heard by Ada. FAMAS, trained. She's got teammate as well nearby as AD will fall. They need to find a kill here. They need to shut this one down.
It's all on Ada. She's the one that has to do this for Big. She's in the perfect position. They know that Dina's there. She's aware of that because her teammate went down. Surely, though, Blackdragons clear this angle. It's been so long that no one's been holding it. Oh, Zana's beside her. Couldn't even see it on the feed, and she's able to get 2. They're not going to be ready for Ada now, and she gets the spray down onto both. It's a little bit labored, but she does it.
Absolutely brilliantly played there from Big, but oh, that's such a huge mistake from the side of Blackdragons, right? They had the ramp completely open. Not expect, and you can't just assume that the CDs aren't going to be pushing on in. No eyes there. Sure, you had a player inside of Hut. She gets the first kill, but the fact that no one was watching towards the ramp position, or even the fact that they didn't even initially, if you make a little bit of noise initially towards ramp, they can keep the CDs at bay a little bit, but they left it completely wide open. And is that going to be the little mishap that brings Big back into the game? I'll tell you one thing, though. You said this game is going to deliver, and thus far, it has.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Big taking the tactical timeout, probably the right call here. You've just managed to convert a pretty convincing round there off some very nice individual players. Still very close. We're getting to the tail end of this. You don't want to let Blackdragons sneak away one here. You know that if you manage to defeat them in this round, that you'll be crushing their economy and you'll be in the driver's seat to take this one forward. We'll see how they're going to pan out as a little bit of aggression towards outside from the Tears, but it is just a Tech 9 on Goddess.
She's trying to sell something here. It's making quite a bit of noise, but she's by her lonesome. Rattling off a shot with a Tech 9, maybe trying to make the CDs think it's only the pistols, and she's been given free reign of vent rooms, heading straight into decon. There's still no one there. None of the CDs have rotated over, despite the fact that she's just stampeding around. Now, if she had the bomb, she could just get the bomb down, but that was all the ruse. But Big are like, yeah, we're not gonna move. Even the player at ramp, she's still. This is so confusing for me.
Yeah, Blackdragon's like, oh, we probably should have just sent everyone down there. It was a free bomb site.
She's still making more noise. She's like breaking stuff, like breaking the tables, breaking the glass.
Look at me. She's yelling out, but no one's looking at her. She's trying to get all this attention, but now she's going to wrap up through vent as her teammates are going to attack the A site. But D7, this crossfire here is perfect. Goddess finally finds the kill as she swings out with 2 with the Tech 9. In fact, 80 with this MP9. It's a close-range brawl. Does a fair bit of damage onto both of these players. And Ada, 21 kills so far, has to find 2 more, but Younger, she's going to shut her down.
Okay, that was a round.
That was a round.
I absolutely love how Goddess is just making so much noise, and they didn't come to her, so she's like, you know, screw you guys. I'm going to come to you. Tech 9, run and gun, drive by, finding a couple of kills, and she's still going to be wielding the Mag 10 here. 14-11. Look at the money for Big. They are against the ropes right now. For Blackdragons, as long as they don't stumble here against the pistols, that is going to be a map point. They're going to have 4 map and match points. And that is something, I won't lie, I didn't expect to see here.
Yeah, and I want to watch Goddess this round. She knows that this is has to be a lighter buy out of BOP, but even if they forced into it, she knows it can't be fantastic. So she's just charging ahead once again with that Mac 10. In fact, Dina's got one as well, and she's already done a bit of damage. Goddess, look, she's just walked into the B site for free. She's like, guys, just come. Like, I've taken it. Crap, it's mine. We can just have this for free every single round. No one's going to stop us.
She's by her lonesome, though. The teammate's still very, very far behind her. They're still trying to buy time. Deagle, Jenny, isolated, but still deadly, able to find one. Gotta just be careful about Jenny, but she is so hyper-focused on the 2 players towards ramp, and she's so entrusting with her teammates, like, alright, I know you guys got my back, and it's down to D7. 1v3, doable. Now a 1v2. Bear in mind, Younger has an AWP, and the bomb hasn't yet been planted.
Yeah, and she's found the angle here. That's a fantastic first kill. Second D7, the 1v3. It's incredible, and it denies map point for Blackdragons.
That's a round. That is a round.
Speechless, incredible stuff. She just finds that opening and just picks them off one by one. The MAC-10 beats the AWP in the duel. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of saw it happening, right? I'm like, all right, the 1 player's low, she finds Goddess, and then the AWP, Younger needed to hit a shot, and a D7 just with the final bullet able to find that headshot. What a round to win, and big, finally, the eco goes their way. And now for Blackdragons, it's the pistols once more. It's going to be Tech 9s making a lot of noise towards outside, but it's going to be a ramp play coming in, and they have relinquished control of ramp, so early real estate being claimed here by Blackdragons. Ada looking to take the fight, and I don't know why she would run out through the smoke.
Sana here trying to prevent anyone from running through to hell, though, or pick up that M4. 80 has rotated down as well. Again, they have the player, the numbers down here. They've got the gun advantage. There's only armor on 2 of these Ts. They're going to try and wrap onto 80 here. Oh, she tries to open the door to pull something off there, but now it's a 3-on-3. The bomb has gone down. D7, she knows that a player is close by here. She was the clutch master in the last round. She's going to get flashed through here to get the spot on the player. There's 2 to find, though. She's not quite able to do it. Younger holding the angle. It's a really awkward engagement here. Back and forth. The damage is being done, though. Jenny able to find that alongside Zana. Now it's just Goddess. She's already done so much for them, and now they know exactly where she is. It's an incredible play. She has to hold the angle. Spray. It's not quite there. She looks at the clock. Is it enough? And it is. She's able to do it. The 1v2. It's clutch after clutch in this series.
Oh my lord, I'm losing my mind, I won't lie. The amount of clutches we've seen thus far, it's been insane. Blackdragons, 4th clutch of the game. Oh, and if I'm big, the rounds they've lost, Lucy. The sort of rounds they've lost to the pistols. And it's going to come down to this. It's map and match point. Blackdragons showing why they've allowed Nuke through. It's been back and forth. It's been some feisty action in the server. But it's going to come down to here. Round number 28. Do Big still have it in them? They've done it just a couple of rounds prior with the pistols. And now they have a scout in the hands of Jenny. The Deagle's out as well in a 5-7 for Ada. But that's it. That's all they have.
Yeah, with D7, an incredible 1-dig there to open up her account. Does a bit of extra damage as well. The second 1-dig, D7. These are incredible shots. Already now into the 5-on-3. She can even recover one of these AKs. Her teammates, they've rotated over. Zana's done a bit of chip damage. They're just getting slowly chipped away and away. Although D7, she has been removed from their equation. That's the danger woman. She's out of the equation now. Jenny with this USB. It's not the gun you want for the job. Returns it back to a 3-on-3. And now they can slow it down. They can get a bit of extra ground and take this one a bit more slower.
Absolutely, and that's what they need to do right now. And if you look at the CTs, the 2 players in the lower bomb side right now, and it's going to come to 80. She's making her way slowly from radio, heading in towards Hut, and her teammates are making a lot of noise. This is her opportunity to sneak on in, but it's squeaky, the door's closed, and Hut is being watched.
Yeah, but Zana, she's come through now. She's got the AK that she's recovered, has armor behind it as well. That smoke's going to make this retake a little bit more tricky. Has the kit, though. No utility outside. Well, now there's no utility as that smoke that was on 80 is left on her corpse. They have to wait for this smoke to fade before they can make the play. The crossfire, it's fantastic here from the T's, but Zana finds the opening. It's now the 2-on-2 in the retake. Younger, she's got the power position here, swings out, shuts down them both, and Blackdragons, they take the map.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. I love it. I love how fired up they are right now, because they know it was a big gamble. They knew it was a bit of a risky ploy, allowing Nuke through against Big, and they show they have it. But my, oh my, Lucy, some of the rounds they won. If I'm Big, I'm gonna be, I don't know how I'm gonna be feeling. You're gonna be so angry at yourselves. Some of the rounds they lost against just the pistols. What, 3-4 rounds they lost just to the Deagles? I lost count at this point.
It was at least 4, and you know they got 1 or 2 back in their own way, but still, it's not a position you want to be in. You really don't want to be making those mistakes. And maybe it is the land nerves, maybe it is the jitters, it is, you know, the first time they've been on the stage here against each other, but